What's going on, guys? Ishin here from CZeroMedia. In today's episode, I'm doing something different. Instead of buying cars, which is ridiculous for me to buy any more vehicles because right now I have 6 cars and 3 motorcycles, and instead of buying any more cars, I'm gonna be getting rid of them. And usually I do a video of me buying a car and explaining the condition of the car after purchasing the vehicle. But today I figured I'll do a selling point of view video. So I'm gonna kind of show you what kind of process takes place when selling a vehicle privately. Now, so for those of you who are selling cars to dealerships, good for you. If you want to trade in cars, that's great. This video is going to be me selling a car privately to a private buyer. Now the car I'm selling is a C5 I traded in my CTS wagon for the car, and I don't even know why I traded the thing. I guess it was easier for me to trade the car than to sell it outright. I have probably put on like 100 miles total on that car. I have not driven the thing whatsoever, and I recently posted up for sale on the Z06 forums and also on Craigslist. And I found a buyer flying in from Kansas City, Missouri today, and he's probably going to buy the vehicle. For those of you who are looking to sell a car, private selling is the best way to go. It's the best. You get the most money out of the deal if you sell it privately. Yeah, if you want to go take the easy route, sell it to the dealership or trade it in for another vehicle, that's great, good for you. Easiest way, fastest way, but you probably won't get the most money for your car doing it that way unless the dealership gives you like a crazy deal on a car you're trading in for. So I highly recommend selling a car privately if that's what you are. So I highly recommend selling a car privately if you want to get the most amount of money for your vehicle. And I should probably do another video on this, but I am completely against buying cars from dealerships anyways. Warranties are ripoff. You have to pay like dealership fees, registration fees, and all this crap you wouldn't have to pay if you bought it privately. And dealership is a business, right? They have to make money, they have to get their cut, so you're overpaying for a car that costs a couple $1,000s less. And this rule applies especially when you're trying to sell a car that is modified. My Z06 has been completely rebuilt, rechecked by a shop, and retuned. It's got cams, full exhaust, it's got wide body in the rear, C6 Z06 replica wheels with brand new brake pads, brand new tires and all that. And if I was to buy that from the dealership, dealer probably would have no idea what the car is about. And if you were to sell a car like that to a dealership, they probably wouldn't give you any of the money for the mods because they hate modifications. If anything, they'll probably devalue the car because it's modified. So if you have a modified car, I would highly recommend selling it privately to a private buyer of the forums or of the Craigslist. I can't make this video without mentioning Evos because that's what my YouTube channel is about, right? If you want to buy Evos, go check out evolutionm.net. If you want to sell it, do it the same way. Check out evolutionm.net or maybe Craigslist. Same for Z06. There's Z06 specific forums. If you want to sell a CTS wagon, there's CTS wagon forums. I highly recommend selling a modified vehicle in its own category forums, because when you post vehicles on Craigslist, you have people who have no idea what they're talking about asking you, contacting you, wasting your time, and that's where you get lowballers too. I posted the Z06 for 18.5 initially, and I have people asking like 14, how about 14,000, how about 13,000. I don't even reply to those emails. Another reason why I like selling cars on specific forums instead of Craigslist is because obviously people are much more educated about the car, they know what you're talking about, but also because the drivers are usually coming from another car that is highly modified or another sports car that's quick. Especially in the Z06, the guy that's coming to pick up my car has a boosted 3 Series, I believe, and he was making like 600-700 horsepower, so he definitely knows how to drive a stick car. One time my friend told me when he was trying to sell his Evo, a guy showed up, and this is Evo 8, a guy shows up and he's like, okay, let me drive it. And he gets in the car, he's like, I don't know how to drive a stick car. He stole my friend's Evo like 5 times and kind of messed up the starter. So that is exactly the kind of situations you want to avoid. You want, as a seller, quick, smooth transaction that is not sketchy, and you also want to sell it to a buyer who is gonna appreciate the car, right? I heard so many stories of kids buying with their parents' money these expensive, highly modified, high horsepower cars, only to buy it and crash it and completely destroy and even hurt themselves the next day because they don't know what they're doing, they don't know how to drive the car. As a seller, as much as you want to get rid of the car, you also need to choose who you're gonna sell it to. Now, before I show you the car, I just want to mention that another reason why I prefer the forums over Craigslist is that there's a lot of scammers on Craigslist too who's gonna waste your time. There's a lot of vendors who claim that they will sell your car for $200 or whatever. They're like a dealership who will take ownership of your advertisement and sell the car for you. Ignore that. There's also, you know, people who who's got son in the military and he wants the car shipped to Nigeria and he wants Western Union. Ignore all that bullshit. Sell your car on the forum and you'll have the best luck there. So it just poured outside, although I cleaned the crap out of this Z06. It's sitting out there next to the Evo. Kinda got rained on, but it's a clean car. So I think I may have done a video of this car before, but it's got wide body C606 replica wheels and it sounds great. I'm gonna show you the car once the buyer gets here, but with that video I think you'll be able to see what kind of questions you should be asking as a buyer and what kind of answers I should be giving as a seller. And he's actually one of my subscribers, so he knows about me. So, you know, honesty is number one key thing when you're selling a car. I know the Z06 has some fuel gauge issue where the fuel sensor got stuck, and I think it could use a tune because it idles rough at times when you come into a stop. But honesty is number one thing when it comes to selling a car. If you saw my video of me trying to buy R32 GTR from a friend of mine who told me that the car was good to go, it had issue boosting, it had differential clunking, leaking. The rear diff, literally, when I went under the car and pushed the car forward and back, it was clunking like this. That he did not tell me about this. The front main seal was leaking. When a seller is sketchy and doesn't tell you about the issues of the car, stay the fuck away. Run away as fast as possible, because that tells you that there is other issues with the vehicle. You do not want to be dealing with sellers who are not honest. So here the potential buyer just arrived here. How was the flight, by the way?
Oh, the flight was lovely, man.
Oh yeah. God, it sounds so good. How's it sound?
Sounds great.
Right? It's so aggressive. This is the loudest car I have, even if the Evo on side exists, this has deeper tone. Alright, so here's a potential buyer enjoying the car. We're gonna go take it for a quick drive.
Yeah, my fault,
That's sure. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I said make sure the buyer knows how to drive the thing, because one time my friend was trying to sell a car and he didn't know how to drive a stick shift. So he had what, like 600 horsepower, 700 horsepower, 3 or something?
The vehicle I just sold?
Yeah.
I had a single turbo BMW, the 335 with a 54 motor.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a single turbo kit on it.
Nice.
I made around 600 to the wheels and I just got rid of that last week actually.
Yeah.
So I've just been looking for a bit.
That's crazy. So this will be a little slower than the BMW then?
A little bit, but handles a lot better.
What's cool about this, I didn't realize that I bought it, is the wiper is like in the hood until you use it and it pops up. So if you turn it on, you see how it like popped out there?
How it sits in there.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Woo! That feels great. I'm not even driving this thing. Oh man, this thing, it's got 345s in the rear. It's losing traction. How's that feel?
This thing's great.
Oh dude, I'm gonna miss this thing. And there's some Subaru gang over there at Lyre. take a car for a test ride. Basically do what he's doing, take it around the neighborhood first, get used to the steering, make sure nothing's loose, make sure it's turning nice and stiff and agile. Brake hard. I don't think you have done that yet. Well, maybe you did after that. But brake hard, make sure the rotors, the pads are not shaking. Do a couple of pulls like what he did already, and that's pretty much it. And we're back after pissing off some neighbors and people around us. Did you hear us? This thing is so loud. Alright, so we just went for a test ride. Everything checked out. So what you need to do now is get your title and sign that over and go to the bank. So we're having some bank issues where the check is not cleared yet. So we're gonna get food. One of my favorite places here in Michigan. CZeroMedia. This is my fat ass Fiesta. And I'm not saying you gotta do after everything's cleared up before the car takes off is to get the plate removed, or if you have the car sent off with the plate, make sure the buyer sends you the plate back. And once the car is sold and they're in their car, what you do is go on a little cruise with the guys and show them around your town. It's kind of weird hearing your own car stood up next to you. These two cars are the loudest cars I own, and we're about to go cruising together. It's gonna be stupid. God, I'm gonna miss this wide body. Look at that booty. Holy crap, that's sexy. What a beautiful day for a cruise. Show these guys real quick what Woodward is like. It's Monday night, so there's probably not many cars here, but just to show them what it's about, what it's like here to just hang out and see us some cars.
Rolling two in a second, and I was like, damn, this thing got power like everywhere. Like, one dude pulled up beside us and was like, hey, are your mufflers broke? I was like, what?
I was like, what? He's like, are your mufflers broken? I was like, no.
Mufflers broke?
Mufflers.
Are they broke?
Alright guys, so we just chilled on Woodward here and they're taking off. Goodbye to the car, and that is how you sell a car properly. The guy didn't really ask me too many questions because we've been talking for the past 2 weeks and he knows everything about it. He knows me, he knows my YouTube channel. See the car go for the last time. So that's how you sell a car, guys. I was honest, I was straightforward. He knew everything about the car, no bullshit. And I now have a friend in Minnesota and they have a friend in Detroit. So yeah, just take tip from this video, and I hope everybody sells the car as smoothly as how I did it today as a buyer, as a seller. You know, we're in this big car community, group of good, nice people, so don't rip each other off. There's a cool Evo. Don't rip each other off, be honest, and have fun selling the car and trending it off, and you know, passing down the favor to the next owner. So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope it was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Leave in the comment section below.